What is up, Heat fans? Nic Rohloff from the Heat Report. And before we jump into today's video, I am calling on you guys to share the video. I want to get this channel growing, and the best way to do that is to share it to more Miami Heat fans so they can join the Heat Report family. And if you share the video, make sure you click post to Twitter, tag me at Nic_Rohloff. I'll give you a shout out. I'll like it. I'll retweet your tweet as well. I want to give the best chance to everybody to join this channel, and also follow me on Twitter because I tweet everything about the Miami Heat. We have a fun show on tap for you guys today, and that is Heat Summer League winners and losers. My name is Nic Rohloff from the Heat Report, and I know we talk a lot of news and rumors on this show, but I am very happy to get in the nitty-gritty and talk ball and break down the Heat Summer League, which just wrapped up last night with a massive win against the Portland Trailblazers. And hey, I don't make the rules. The Heat beat the Trailblazers. I was told that game was for Damian Lillard, so now the Heat get Damian Lillard after beating the Blazers in Summer League. But I got to ask you this. Who else is covering Miami Heat Summer League in depth like we are? That's why you hit the sub button. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Join the family. We have news, rumors, Dame talk, and of course, Miami Heat actual basketball talk. So make sure you hit that sub button. Let's get into the first winner, and it is Orlando Robinson, the center who I actually, hand up, I tweeted out against the game with the Boston Celtics that he cannot be on the Miami Heat's roster come regular season. And I was just flat out wrong. This dude was the biggest winner, and it's because he dominated Las Vegas, putting up 25.8 points per game, 9 boards, 3.8 assists, too, as a center, which really surprised me. But the biggest surprise to me was not his efficiency from the field, 57.9% from the field, but his efficiency from three, shooting 35%. And he shot 4.3 threes a game. So it's not like he was a center taking one shot a game from beyond the arc. No, he's shooting multiple. He's shooting 4. And I think that is the main reason why he can have an impact on this Heat roster. You look at what the Heat have at center currently. Obviously, we have All-NBA, top 20 player in my eyes, Bam Adebayo manning the center of this defense and team. And then you've got Thomas Bryant, who the Heat signed to a 2-year vet min deal in NBA free agency, backing him up. And then the Heat did convert Orlando Robinson's 2-way deal to a standard contract. So he is on a 1-year standard deal for the Heat, and he is your third center right now. And I think he could be solid filling in. Say Bam misses a game, then he could be the backup center for Thomas Bryant. Say Thomas Bryant backs up or misses a game, Orlando Robinson can be your backup. And hell, even if the Heat want to get nuts, Orlando Robinson, if he continues to improve as a three-point shooter, hell, you can play Bam and Orlando Robinson at the same time if he can continue to shoot 37, 38% from three. I loved what Orlando Robinson showed in Vegas. He showed his worth, and I was nervous of him being the third center on this team. But I think the way he's improved with that little floater push shot from 8 to 10 feet in the pick and roll, and then that three-point ability in the pick and pop, he has shown his value, and I believe he will be on this roster. He won't be traded, and he can actually make a real impact on this Heat season. Loser, unfortunately, it's the 18th overall selection, Jaime Jaquez Jr. You might ask yourself, well, how could he be a loser? He was the 18th pick. Well, he didn't really play in Vegas. He only played in the California Classic. Jaquez did injure his shoulder in his final game playing this summer, and then the Heat just held him out for the rest of Summer League. But in those 2 games in the California Classic in Sacramento, he averaged 13 a night, 2 rebounds, 1.5 assists, 42.9% from the field. But he did shoot pretty well from 3, 4-9, 44.4%, which I was pretty surprised with. But Jaquez had a really good first game against the Los Angeles Lakers in Sacramento. Second game kind of wet the bed a little bit and only had 4 points. And then he did get hurt in the first actual Heat Summer League game in Vegas, which held him out for the rest of the time the Heat were in Vegas. And I don't know, the 18th pick just didn't show me much when he did play the 2 games. I really liked his first game. Second game was very underwhelming. Seemed like he was forcing some of his shots. But luckily, if he is on this Heat roster, come October and November, he'll likely just be in a catch and shoot and dive cut from the weak side role, and he won't be actually someone who has to create offense like he was supposed to be doing in Las Vegas. But before we move on, I have a sneaky suspicion that Jaime Jaquez Jr. will not be on the Miami Heat roster next season. I think he will be a part of that Damian Lillard trade package. Now, let me know. Who is your biggest winner from the Heat Summer League? I gave you the first winner of today's show, Orlando Robinson. I just gave you a loser in Jaime Jaquez. Let me know who your biggest Heat winner was in the comment section. It is today's pinned comment. So when the ad break plays, scroll down and let me know your answer to this question. Next winner is Jamal Cain, the forward, and I am very bullish on Jamal Cain after what I watched this week in Las Vegas. Cain absolutely showed out. He improved defensively. He improved his three-point shot. He improved his finishing ability. The one part that I still want him to improve at is his dribbling. His ball handling skills, lacking. Not great. And it kind of scares me whenever he has the ball in his hands. But he proved to me he can hit the shot from beyond the arc when he was open in catch-and-shoot scenarios. And he also proved to me his value on the defensive end. He was the Heat's second leading scorer in Summer League, and he was the only player on the team to play there was one more, Chase Audige, but played all 5 games in the Vegas Summer League. 15.2 points per game, 4.6 rebounds, 1 assist, shooting 48% from the field and 35% from 3. And I loved what he did attacking the cup. That was my biggest takeaway. His athleticism showed out, whether it be in transition or in a lob threat in the half court. Someone who could dive to the rim, clean up messes. He has the knack for getting offensive rebounds as well. I really liked what I saw out of Jamal Cain. I believe that he could make this roster. I believe that he really has a chance to make a difference, too, if the Heat gut their roster, right? Like, they trade for Damian Lillard. They're going to have to fill this roster with vet min guys, or maybe they just give Jamal Cain a standard deal because I believe he showed that he deserves it. I loved his defense, too. That was the part that I really liked. I need to hammer that home to you guys. The offensive numbers were fine, but the defense was even better. Next loser, Justin Powell, the guard/forward out of Washington State. And he was so bad and played so little at Heat Summer League that I couldn't even find a picture of him in a Heat jersey that would fit in our software. So that just shows you everything you need to know. And that was disappointing to me because I expected Powell to be able to make an impact with this Heat team. I mean, when he was at Washington State, he was known as a marksman three-point shooter. Look at his stats from last season at Washington State. The Wazoos. 10.4 points per game, but shooting 42.6% from 3. He was supposed to be really solid, and I expected him to be the first man off the bench for the Heat to make a difference and potentially be that three-point guy. But what did he do at Summer League? Nada. Absolutely nothing. He only played in 2 of the 5 games, and in the 2 games he played, he averaged 10.1 minutes per game. And you see that picture behind his stats right now? That's what he was doing most of the time. Sitting on the bench watching, because he didn't do shit. 3 points per game, 28% from the field, and only shot 33.3% from 3. Disappointing from Justin Powell. I was really hoping he could be the next diamond in the rough for the Heat when it comes to shooting. Kind of was hoping he could be, I know it was a long shot, a potential Max Strus replacement. Ends up not being the case, and he'll likely be playing overseas in the next couple of years. But let me know, who was the biggest loser from the Heat Summer League? I asked you who's the biggest winner. Now I want to know the loser. So let me know down in the comment section who the biggest loser from the Heat Summer League roster is. To round out today's show, I want to talk about Jamari Bouyea, the guard out of Santa Clara, because he was a big-time winner, in my opinion, and this could be one of my hotter Miami Heat roster takes, but I think Jamari Bouyea makes this roster as a backup guard. Is he going to be the primary backup guard? Probably not, but could he be that third guard, the 12th man? Absolutely. He played with the Heat a little bit last year in the G League and actually on the real roster. Didn't really make that much of an impact, but what did he do when he played in Summer League this year? He absolutely balled out. And the thing that I'm taking away is not his scoring, not his shooting, but his confidence in himself, his playmaking, his ability to beat his man off the dribble. Because in the 3 games he played at Miami Heat Summer League, he averaged 12 points per game, sure, but he averaged, I think I flipped these, so my bad, guys. He averaged 7.3 assists and 6.3 rebounds. And this dude is a 6'2", 180-pound guard. For him to average 6.3 rebounds and 7.3 assists, that is very good. Shooting numbers weren't fantastic, I can admit that, but the way his ball handling worked, the way he's able to beat guys off the dribble, and what he did to help this Heat team was get by his defender one-on-one situations and then kick out to others and create open shots. And Drew Peterson, Nikola Jovic, Jamal Cain cutting on the baseline. They were the big-time winners of Jamari Bouyea's play. Because whenever Bouyea got it, isolation top of the key, it was cooking chicken on a Sunday afternoon, driving to the rack, dishing it for other dunkers. And if you look at this Heat roster, and this is a projection, right? Like, they trade for Damian Lillard. And I'm assuming Jaquez is in the deal, Hero's in the deal, Kyle Lowry's in the deal. This is what my lineup would look like. And if you look at the bench, what is a common theme? Duncan, Kevin Love, Bryant, Haywood Highsmith, Orlando Robinson. There's no guards on the bench. So unless you expect Nikola Jovic to play point guard or Jimmy Butler to play point guard when Damian Lillard's sitting, you're going to need a backup guard. And I assume that they will do that through the vet min, to be an experienced guard. So when the postseason comes around, they can have an experienced guard when Damian Lillard sits down. But Bouyea as that third guard on this roster, the 12th, 13th man, I think could happen and something that I actually would want because I love what Bouyea brings to the table. Before we head on out of here, I have honorable mentions of 2 winners that I couldn't leave this show without mentioning. Nikola Jovic, you guys know that I am very bullish on him. I love Nikola Jovic's game. He did not play the last 2 Summer League games. One game he didn't play because he had a sore foot, and it's also July, so it's way to be cautious and don't really rush him into a serious injury. And then the last game he missed yesterday is because he returned to Serbia to go play for his Serbia FIBA national team. So I'll be strapped in watching him play for Serbia because that will be entertaining. And the last winner is Drew Peterson, the all-around guard/forward out of USC, 6'6" guy, Miami Heat basketball player, that's for sure. He does everything right, especially the little things, and also can stroke it from beyond the arc. I wouldn't mind Drew Peterson being on a 2-way contract when October rolls around. That will do it for today's show. Thanks for tuning in and subscribing to the Heat Report. We are going to be here for the rest of the offseason, breaking down everything with Damian Lillard, this Heat roster, NBA free agency, and then when the season comes around, hopefully we'll be doing watch parties and breaking down how the Heat are playing on the court in X's and O's, so you don't want to miss it. Subscribe to the Heat Report and go Heat.